1 year ago on Philippine Independence Day, I released the song Be Here Now in Tagalog. So the Tagalog version of that song is called Dito Na Tayo. In addition to the song being released on like Spotify and Apple Music, I also released the music video that is a visual representation of what that song means to me personally as a Filipino-American. In a way to celebrate the anniversary of that release as well as Philippine Independence Day, I'd like to share with you sort of the behind-the-scenes origin story of this song. Be Here Now is really about yearning for something that's there but not there. It always eludes you. There's always something about what it is that you most desire that is just out of reach. That whole day was a lot of fun. I even end up accidentally walking in front of the Philippine consulate, and of course it becomes like a major aspect of the video. It actually, I think, planted the seed of what ended up happening with the video several months later. It became everything that I didn't know I wanted it to be. It's like it just evolved. Hi, mabuhay, and welcome back to the channel. I am setting up now in my truck because we are going to downtown Phoenix. Woo! Yay, party on. Okay, it's 7:38 in the morning and it is currently, according to this weather app, it is 85 degrees already. Sunny conditions will continue all day and it's just gonna keep getting hotter and hotter. Let's see if this is gonna work. Hi. I think we're ready to go. So I've got my notes. There's like a list of things that I want to talk about regarding the song Be Here Now, or as it's translated into Tagalog, Dito Na Tayo. I think we're ready. Oh my God! Okay. The first thing that I had on my notes to talk about with you is the process of recording the song. Ooh, hey, stay still. All right. Liv Singh Khalsa is a producer here in Phoenix who I've known since the early 2000s. We started working on this album together at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019. I didn't want to just do any typical pop album, but I needed to have meaning and depth. So we started creating all this really beautiful soundscapey music because I believe that sound can be very powerful and impactful in terms of how it affects people, whether for positive or for negative. Towards the end of 2019, Liv tells me, well, Tez, I just had this dream and I wrote some lyrics based off of that dream and I would like to write a song with you based off of that. It's the lyrics to the song Be Here Now. We brought in an incredible musician who's based here in Arizona by the name of Garrison Jones. He comes into the studio and it is magical. It's like a hand in glove. We're sitting there in the studio. He's playing chords that just inspire me and call out and draw out this beautiful melody. Let us be here now. Beginning of 2020 hits and the pandemic starts. For whatever reason, during the pandemic, it really becomes clear to me, not for whatever reason, it's been calling me, as you all know, because I've been doing this channel now for like, several months. Discovering my Philippine culture has always been really important to me. But during the pandemic, I really started to take some action to learn more about it. The more digging I did and the more questions that came up, the more I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much that I want to learn and discover and embody about the Philippine culture. Beginning of 2021, I take this class about Philippine music. It's an amazing class. I'm getting super inspired. I'm learning all this stuff about Philippine music. Part of the class is that you perform. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm putting out this album. What if I get my parents to help me translate the song into Tagalog and perform that for the class? So I text my dad. I'm like, Dad, can you help me translate this song that's on the album? And he's like, yeah, sure.
Sa Kalayaan, so far away, it's a very nice refrain.
Yeah.
It gives you that flow that you're going a distance. Yeah, it's a good song.
The translation that my dad creates is just so beautiful. I asked Liv, can I re-record this song into Tagalog? And he's like, yes. It's a miracle that any of this happened because it's like, when we originally created the song, when we originally created the album, like none of this was in place. So I go back into the studio and I re-record the song into Tagalog. And I also know that I want to record a music video for the song Be Here Now. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna record this music video in New York City. We record in Manhattan, we record in front of the New York Public Library, one of my favorite places in the city. We record in Central Park. We go across the Hudson River to Hoboken and record so that we can see the skyline of Manhattan. That's actually the first part that you see when the music video first starts. In the meantime, Liv connects me with his friend who's at the Japanese Friendship Garden. There are parts where I was like, oh my God, this looks like the Philippines. But that was more metaphoric. I wasn't really in the Philippines. I was in Phoenix, Arizona at this beautiful garden with portions of it that looked like the Philippines. I still had no really idea how the video would turn out. I'm editing the video for Be Here Now, and I combine the footage from both New York and the Japanese Friendship Garden. The music video evolves into this homage to what it is that I experience as a Filipino-American. We made it, Japanese Friendship Garden. Yay! Turn to the scene of the crime. Let's go! Okay, so I made it into the garden, and there's like signs everywhere that I'm not allowed to film. So I have to be really careful. Because I'm not allowed to officially film, I just want to find like a spot where I can talk. The meaning of the video ended up becoming clear to me as I was editing the footage together. It's really the dichotomy of feeling like I belong to both places, you know? It's like I feel like I belong to New York City, this rough and tumble place that is just so American. And then the Philippines is something so spiritual and quiet and of the earth. I mean, I know it has its rough sides and its rough edges, but at the same time, there's something about Philippine culture that is just so of the earth, that is so tied to your heart and your soul. And I feel like this place, this beautiful place in Phoenix, Arizona, represents that. And then on top of that, I got to wear for the first time this beautiful gown that I had made in the Philippines when I was invited to go sing there, and that same time that I got to meet Imelda Marcos. The dress was designed and tailor-made by Oskar Peralta. He, without knowing me, knew exactly which color to use, this lime green, which is actually my birthstone color. And he's like, you need to have a bird on this dress. And it turns out that it's a phoenix, which is where I grew up and where we ended up filming this video and where I ended up being able to wear the dress for the first time. So, that bug crawling on me. So getting to wear that dress here in this beautiful place that represents the Philippines, being able to embody what it means to be Filipina, all the grace and the beauty of that, the spiritual side of that, and then being able to juxtapose that with my favorite place on the planet, New York City. All of that coming together in this music video made the entire experience so special, and really is a visual and lyrical and musical embodiment of everything that I feel about being Filipino-American. How both of them can be one and the same, and yet so vastly different, and so rich in its own way, in its own capacity. I feel so fortunate having been able to create that, discovering what it means to be Filipina, defining what that means, redefining what that means, capturing and honoring and sharing all of the nuances and all of the beauty that is being Filipino-American in a creative way. All of these things that I have, like a lot of bugs crawling on me. My God. Oh my God, they're all over me. What the hell is that? You see that? What is this? Why am I covered in all this? It's the garden telling me to get out and stop filming here. Oh my God, ew, they're all over. All right. I think I'm gonna move places. All right, so I moved places to try to get away from all those little bugs. That was weird. It was weird, but it happened. Anyways, when you get the chance, check out the video. And you'll get to see me in New York City, as well as here at the Friendship Garden in Phoenix, AKA the Philippines. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Happy Independence Day to the Philippines. and I will see you next week. Fil-Am. Goodbye. And I still have these little green bugs crawling all over me. Are they like in my clothing? Shit.